What's up, everybody? No Kaser back here for another episode of No Kaser Live. Let's get right into it. I got a brand new movie review for you about a brand new digital romantic drama film called I Love You Forever. Anora is now the Best Picture nominee once again. It's now the frontrunner. Snow White's opening weekend and why it's probably not going to flop. Captain America 4 reviews are out, and we have a trailer reaction for How to Train Your Dragon it's the live-action How to Train Your Dragon. So let's get right into it, and we're going to start off with the movie review, and that is for I Love You Forever. I Love You Forever is the brand new romantic drama that was in limited theaters last week. This movie, I was offered a screener for it, so thank you to Utopia for sending me a screener. This is all about a 25-year-old law student whose life mostly consists of these hookups and situationships from hell. And then she has a meet cute with a man named Finn, played by Ray Nicholson, a young and handsome news reporter whose attraction to her shows affection and what love might actually be like when it exists. But then his dark side slowly comes out through their relationship, and it turns into an emotional abuse relationship. And now she has to figure out what true love actually is, and if she is worthy of true love with this man. This movie is very, very tough to watch at times because, yes, it's an abuse storyline, but it's not like a physical abuse. But hey, abuse is abuse, and it's not tolerated whatsoever. This movie is it's starring, co-written, and co-directed by Cassie David, who plays Allie, our lead role. And Ray Nicholson does a great job as her love interest. The thing is that this movie starts out with a bit of a tonal shift. It goes from a romantic comedy to a drama like that. They do the tonal shifts very, very well. There are moments where it's very funny. They aren't afraid to go there. They have great romantic chemistry. They are flirting back and forth. The acting is so good. Ray Nicholson turns into this emotional abuser by just throwing things and yelling at her and degrading her. She does a great job at this, and the script is very well written in the fact that this is something that actually happens. I have seen it at work, out and about, in relationships, at school and stuff like that. When I was in school, I've seen this happen in real life. This movie is very realistic. The issue is it doesn't really delve into our side characters very much. This movie does have a lot going for it. It's realistic. It is very funny. It's heartfelt. It's sad. My thing is, we get to the ending, and it doesn't really feel like the ending we want. In most of these storylines, the abuser gets what he's deserving of. Instead, yes, this might be a more realistic storyline. However, I just wasn't into this. He gets off scot-free and doesn't really learn a lesson. This movie really could have used that because, yes, you hate Ray Nicholson. But with that being said, you also like him at some points too, in the very early goings, like you're supposed to. Ray Nicholson steals this movie. He's going to be a big player when it comes to all the award talk in future years. This is very well done. He's going to be just like his father. Just like his father. Ray Nicholson and Jack Nicholson share the same mannerisms, the same voice, the same anger. This movie works on almost every level. I wanted a little bit of a different ending where the abuser gets what he deserves. Yes, it's a cliched ending. Like, we know they're not going to end up staying together. We already know that. Instead, I'm not going to go into spoilers, but it just seems like he didn't learn anything. The acting is great. The storyline is very funny and heartfelt, and you're very attached to Allie. Finn is a despicable character once we get to see his emotional, abusive side, but with the ending, it bogs this down to a little bit of a lower grade than I wanted to give it. I'm going to give I Love You Forever a very solid B. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to like this more. It's very well done, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you to Utopia for sending me a screener, and it's available on digital to rent and buy on Valentine's Day. this Friday on Valentine's Day. So let me know. Are you interested in seeing this brand new romantic drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. We're going to go into the comments before we go into our main topics. Hello, Sav. It's awesome to see you. I hope you're doing well, my man. Luke Lepanto. We have Luke Lepanto in the house. Welcome, Luke. It is awesome to see you, my man. I'll hopefully be seeing Captain America Brave New World tomorrow, and then hopefully Paddington in Peru on Friday. I will be seeing Captain America Brave New World tomorrow as well. I'm going to the 4 o'clock showing of that. And then my family and I are going to have a bit of a family morning on President's Day and going to see Paddington in Peru at the Cinemark about a half hour away. So we are going to go and see that. I'm not going to be able, I'm not going to be paying for it because I have some Cinemark cash that I've been trying to use since like June or July, somewhere around there, June or July, and just haven't got around to it. But Paddington in Peru is going to be the perfect one to go with the family. There's some other films that we could possibly see in March or April, but the schedules work out. My dad and I are off of work on the same day, so we're just going to go and have a bit of a family day. Okay, going into this next. Some big things happened this past weekend. We had the Critics' Choice Awards. We had the PGA and the DGA, and something that happened shocked the heck out of all of us. Anora is back as the Best Picture frontrunner. So, having won no Critics' Choice Awards, no prior precursors at all for any of the big award ceremonies, the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs are not going to go for this film, I don't think. So, Sean Baker won both the PGA Awards and the DJ Awards top prizes for Neon's Anora on the same night. And if past statistics are a signifier, I can't read today. If past statistics are a signifier of what's to come, it is a major indicator for both the Oscars Best Picture Director category as well as Best Picture. So going down here, we're going to take this a little bit closer. Deadline confirmed that the PGA was delayed. It delayed its start to accommodate the Anora team, which is coming off of the Best Picture win on Friday evening at the Critics' Choice Awards. What does this mean for Baker and Anora's chances at the Oscars, where the film has 6 nominations? Tonight's win the wins tonight are notable not just because they happened close together. 25 of the past 34 PGA winners went on to win Best Picture, including last year's Oppenheimer, while 19 of the past 22 DGA Director winners have gone on to win Best Director. In history of the Academy Awards, there are only 6 instances when a Best Picture winner did not have a Best Picture nomination. Wings, Grand Hotel, Driving Miss Daisy, Argo, Green Book, and Coda. So, what this means is, we're going to have to see Anora win at least one award. What is that going to be? It's probably going to be director. It's probably going to be director. If I'm being completely honest with you, screenplay doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Because the WGAs come out after the Oscars. We don't have a precursor with the Writers Guild. We don't have a precursor with hardly anything else until this past weekend. The Golden Globes almost mean nothing. They mean nothing. They try to start trends. It's more the critics groups that we look at that point. And then the guilds, the Visual Effects Guild, the Writers Guild, the Producers Guild, the Directors Guild. Everything goes down to this. What's going to happen here is I think that Anora is going to win Best Director. And if the tide starts to change at the Screen Actors Guild, which is on the 23rd, Sunday, it's past January. Sunday, February 23rd on Netflix at the Screen Actors Guild, 8 p.m. I'll be watching and so should you. I think what's going to happen here, if Anora wins more than one, Mikey Madsen's going to have to win the SAG. She's going to have to win the SAG. Because I think BAFTA is going to go for, more than likely, Demi Moore. This might be her legacy Oscar. I don't think she was the best performance of the category. I don't even think she was better than Cynthia Erivo in Wicked. I think that Cynthia Erivo was better I think that Mikey Madison was better. She gave the best performance of the entire year, I think, for a leading actress. I think that's what should happen. If and when Demi Moore wins this, I'm gonna be happy for her. I like the substance. I like her performance. She's definitely Oscar worthy. That's not who I would pick to win. I would go for Mikey Madison. But with that being said, that's nothing going for it. What needs to happen here? Screenplay is going to substance. Demi Moore is probably going to win the Oscar for Best Actress. What needs to happen here for it to win Best Picture? Because at the Oscars, it's not like the Critics' Choice. It's not like the BAFTAs, okay? You can win Best Film without a director, a actress, or a screenplay win. That doesn't happen at the Oscars. That does not happen. What needs to happen is you need to give me one award for this. The preferential ballot be damned. Okay? Yes, it might be your number one, but if it's your number one, it needs to be number one someplace else, or it doesn't make sense to win the Best Picture. Because I don't think any film in history has not won one Oscar and then won Best Picture. If that happens, this will be the most crazy and outlandish, bonkers, outrageous year of the award season ever. This season is already nuts. It's already nuts. We didn't have a precursor before then. When the Golden Globes happened, we started to see a little bit of a precursor with The Brutalist. However, The Brutalist is probably only going to win one now. Unless Timothée Chalamet, which is predicted to win the Screen Actors Guild, and then he goes on to win the Oscar. We'll see. We will see if that happens. If not, then Adrian Brody is going to smooth on in and just sweep. If Timothée Chalamet wins it, he's probably taking the Oscar at the Screen Actors Guild. Because there's nobody really in the Academy in the Golden Globes. Actors are a part of the Oscar group. Actors vote for the actors. Everybody votes for the Best Picture, if I get that completely correct. This is something that we need to understand. Anora needs to win one Oscar to be even considered to be a reasonable Best Picture winner. Now, with the PGA, this is very interesting. Because this is something that just doesn't happen. This is something that barely ever happens. Ever happens. This needs to be understood. With the Producers Guild, with the PGA, they are very good at picking who wins the Best Picture. Let's take a look at this, okay? Now, we're going to take a look at what's happened the past couple of years for the Best Picture. Because most of the time, they get it pretty damn well on the nose. So we're going to take a look at this coming from Wikipedia. I know this isn't a big deal to some people, but this is a big deal to me because award season is my favorite time of year. Besides Christmas time, I love Christmas more than anything else. The Producers Guild, here we go. So we're going to go to 2014. Here we go. 2012, Argo won Best Picture. 2013, 12 Years a Slave won Best Picture. 2014, Birdman won Best Picture. The Big Short did not win Best Picture. I believe that went to Spotlight. La La Land did not win Best Picture. That went to Moonlight. La La Land did not win. I'm still a little bit upset about that. It's okay. It's okay. Shape of Water won Best Picture. Green Book won Best Picture. 1917 did not win Best Picture. That year it went to Parasite. Nomadland won Best Picture. That was a really, really weaker year. I think there should have been a lot. I think there should have been a couple more that should have been winners above Nomadland because nobody talks about that film anymore. I think you should have gone with that. They should have gone with The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, The Trial of Chicago 7, Promising Young Woman. Coda won in 2021, 2022, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Oppenheimer 2023. So 2024, it was this. The animated picture, going just a few years back, Frozen won. Lego Movie did not. Inside Out, Zootopia, Coco, Spider-Man, Toy Story, Soul, Encanto, Pinocchio, all won. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse won. But it went to The Boy and the Heron. So, with that, it's very important. It is very, very important to look at the precursors. The Producers Guild is the one that matters the most. For Outstanding Animated Feature, it went to The Wild Robot. I'm not going to scream and shout and jump if Flo wins. It's not a surprise if Flo wins. The Wild Robot is a very good film. I think it's the second best animated film of last year. I would personally go for a Inside Out over that. I really, really would. But with that being said, what do you think? Anora is probably going to win the Best Picture now. It is the Best Picture frontrunner. What do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We're going to go into this next. Now, this is a bit of a winded topic because if I'm being honest here, this is the topic I'm most excited about. As you can tell, I like Rachel Zegler. I like the West Side Story movie. I even have the poster. Her and Ansel Elgort's poster right here. You can't really see it. There it is. You can see it a little bit. I love that poster. I love that movie. I even liked her in Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I even liked her in Hunger Games, The Battle of Songbirds and Snakes. I think she was the best part of that film. She always delivers a fantastic performance. Well, we have a movie opening next month. I seem to be the only one excited for it out of my friend group. Let's be honest. We have a new movie coming out. Not everybody's excited for it, so let's get right into it. Snow White opening weekend and why it won't flop. This is very interesting to me because a lot of people are saying that this movie is going to flop. Well, they said the same thing about a couple of films, and I'm here to call complete bullshit. Let's get right into it. Snow White, Rachel Zegler, Disney movie, $65 million opening. A 3-day start is reported for the Mark Webb directed movie of $63 to $70 million, while other sources believe $65 million at this point is fair. This will be the biggest opening of her domestic career because Hunger Games: The Battle of Songbirds and Snakes was $44.6 million. What this means is this. Let's take a look. One video on TikTok, one video has now reached 9.2 million boosted views, and the videos, the trailer for it, $141 million. It was supposed to come out a full year ahead. A year. March, it was supposed to come out. Here's why I don't think it's going to flop. We need to take a look at two films. Two. And the main ones is because everyone said, oh, this ain't going to make any money. This looks bad. People aren't going to go and see it. Yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? Not everybody is a critic. Not everybody knows the industry. Not everybody looks at all the gossip and all the bullshit and all the TMZ nonsense. This is what I think is going to happen. This is what everyone thought was going to happen here. Mufasa the Lion King. $35.4 million opening weekend on a budget of $200 million. That's awful. That is awful. And for Snow White to almost double that? Double that. Look at this. $671 million for people who say that's not a good movie. I personally haven't seen it myself, but the box office speaks for itself. People are going back to see it. It's still in the top 4. Almost 2 months after it comes out, it's still number 4 at the box office. Look at that worldwide number. It does insanely well overseas. This is what we also need to take a look at. There's a little movie that came out called The Little Mermaid. Not The Little. The Little Mermaid. Let's wait for this to come up here because this is important to look at. The Little Mermaid did not make a lot of money opening weekend. Now that had a lot of stuff going against it. Mainly being, why is it not giving it to me? Hello? Hello. There we go. This opened at $95 million. That's not too low. Here's the thing, though. Domestic carried it, pretty much. And then international box office helped it. People said this was not going to make $300, $400 million. It broke even. It broke even. On a budget of $250 million, it made enough to be a profitable film. It broke even for them. And why did it break even for them? Let's think about this for a second. Who mainly goes and sees these movies? Who's going to go and see The Little Mermaid? Yes, your film critics, your movie lovers, yes. But who's the main core audience for it? Families, little girls, moms, grandmothers. That's who's going to go and see that movie. And why I think that matters is because what is coming out relatively soon that's going to be a big box office hit once it comes to the family box office. Can anybody name one that's even going to make a massive splash? I don't think anybody can, because if we take a look at the release schedule, yes, you have Paddington in Peru this week, but let's go to March. Let's go to March, and then we'll go down to April. So coming up with this is awesome. Mickey 17 looks great. Night of the Zoopocalypse is not going to be opening very wide. Going down here, March 14th. Looney Tunes, I don't care how many people say this is going to be a massive, big hit of a film. It's not. It's probably going to make 150, 200, maybe 300, $400 million. It didn't cost all that much to make. But for legitimate families, Snow White is the only one coming out around that time. You have Death of a Unicorn, A Working Man, The Woman in the Yard. Going down here, you have Minecraft 2 weeks later. That's two completely different audiences. Two completely different audiences. Minecraft is more geared toward the gamers and the boys. Yes, girls and women can enjoy the Minecraft movie and do play the Minecraft game. However, Snow White, not that boys can't. I mean, hell, I'm a Disney lover. I have a Cruella poster right here. I love Disney to death with my whole heart. What's going to happen is if this movie's good, because this all changes if the movie sucks. If the reviews come out and say it's a garbage film with awful songs and Rachel Zegler gives a downright awful performance and Gal Gadot is unbelievable, then that's it. The movie flops. I don't think it will, though, because a lot of people forget that the director for this is Greta Gerwig. Lady Bird, Barbie, Little Women. Co-wrote the screenplay with Noah Baumbach for Marriage Story. It's not going to be a bad script. There's no way it's going to be a bad script unless her co-writer wrote the majority of it. This is something that we need to pay attention to. There's a lot of factors that go into a movie flopping. It's not just, oh, the trailers look bad. Guess what? The trailers look fine. There's nothing relatively bad about them, because I guarantee you, if they would have hired short little actors, just little people, dwarves, they would have been that angry anyways. They would have been mad anyways because they don't look like them. Well, guess what? These people look like them. These CGI creatures look like the dwarves that I grew up with. This is what I would imagine a dwarf in a Snow White world to look like. What's going to piss me off is if you don't nail the evil queen, because you didn't really do a great job with Jafar. Jafar was not menacing. He played it more of like a comedy villain. This one, you need to be evil. You need to give her a very creepy look, because in the 1930s, all the way up until the movie came out on VHS and forward, Snow White is still scaring children with the evil queen, with her old decrepit woman look, and the creepiness in the dungeon area where she has all of her potions, and the creepiness that happens in the woods when Snow White is about to go in there. and find the Seven Dwarfs cottage. That's what's going to happen. What needs to happen is this movie needs to be good. Families are probably going to go and see it. I know a lot of families are going to go and see this because little girls don't have a lot going on with it. Little girls don't have a whole lot of new movies. They don't. This is very important. A lot of people think that Snow White is going to flop. To flop, I think a flop is this. If a movie costs $275 million like this one, what it needs to make to be a total complete flop is not even make its budget back. Yeah, it can be a money loser, but to flop, you need to be a good film and make almost no money back. Look what happened with Borderlands. That flopped because the movie wasn't good. You need to be a bad film, or you don't appeal to a big audience. Snow White, Cinderella, Aladdin, Cruella even made a pretty penny. The only movie that kind of sort of flopped was, I almost said Zombieland. Nope. Sorry, Dumbo. Dumbo did flop. They changed it up a little bit. They added a good 50 minutes into it. They added in a little bit of a different story, some different characters, and added in a couple other things. That worked. It didn't work for the audience because Dumbo isn't a beloved character to little children. To little girls, the princesses are what matters. If you say, who's your favorite princess? A lot of people will probably say the top 5. It'll probably be Cinderella. It'll probably be Snow White, Jasmine, Belle, and Elsa. Those are your top 5. Those are your top 5. Because those are the people who are doing the massive meet and greets at Disney World and Disneyland. Yes, Tiana is a family favorite. Yes, Ariel is a family favorite. If you put out any Disney princess film, I don't think it flops. I really don't think so. People said that Aladdin was going to flop. I said that Aladdin was going to flop. It made $1 billion. Beauty and the Beast, they said that was going to flop. The trailers look bad. It made $1 billion. Pinocchio went right to Disney Plus. It was awful. It went straight on Disney Plus. That's why. Lady and the Tramp is fine. The live action remake is fine. The animated, masterpiece. But what do you think? I think that Snow White's going to be absolutely fine. With an opening here, domestic, of $65 to $70 million opening weekend, you have 2 weeks all to yourself on IMAX screens. You have your family audience built in there. You have your little girls. You have everything. Now, for kids, they're going to go and see this movie again. I might go and see this movie again when it comes out. If the movie's good, it's good. If it's not, I think it'll still do fine because look at Mufasa the Lion King. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below and let me know your thoughts. We're going to go into the comments. I have zero interest in Snow White, and that's absolutely fine. I have seen the live action Little Mermaid. I really like the film. I really, really do. Rachel Zegler does not look like Snow White. I disagree. I think she looks good in it. What's really helping her is her voice. She really has that chirpy and opera style of a impactful voice that works for a Snow White character. Looking like her, I think she looks fine. I mean, that's as close as you're going to get, I think. I disagree. Snow White will flop. We will see. I'm not saying that it's 100% that it won't flop. I think that it has a chance to be a massive success. I think if this movie makes $500 million, they're popping bottles with all the drama that's going on. I think there's a massive chance that this movie makes $500 million. I really do. So let's get into the next topic. We have a movie coming out tomorrow, and I will be going to the 4 o'clock showing of it and giving you guys my review of that on the next show. So let's get right into it. Captain America Brave New World reviews are out. So let's take a look at these. I'm going to be going off of the Rotten Tomatoes, just so I don't read the whole entire summary of every single one. So let's take a look at this. Captain America Brave New World is holding a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes. Hollywood and Toto says Anthony Mackie earns his close-up and sequel misses too many opportunities. Going down here to a negative one. It is the first Marvel effort not worthy of the big screen. Now this is a pretty... I don't get this one because it says it's a 6.5 out of 20. Okay, that's less than half, but you're still going to get a positive review. Okay, it's a Marvel film. No more, no less. Wendy from the Movie Couple says, the story got a little bit overstuffed and made the ending a bit wobbly, but still a solid political thriller with Mackie as shiny as the lead. Okay, good. Full Throttle, delivering high-octane thrill ride packed with relentless action, sharp-witted banter, and adrenaline-fueled stakes. Harrison Ford is on a whole other level. Let's go down here to a couple other ones. We will go with this one. James from Bowaido, a geek community. It is less interested in reinvigorating the landscape of the comic book film than pulling off what Marvel used to do so effortlessly. It's less interested than reinvigorating the landscape. It doesn't need to reinvigorate it. That's okay. I have an issue with that because it's not trying to reinvigorate anything. It's just trying to be a good film. And from the box office, it looks like people are going to go out there and see it. I haven't seen it yet, but someone from my neck of the woods, Akron Beacon Journal, George says, Brave New World isn't particularly bad, but it just exists. Let's go down here a little bit more and read a few more of these. William Bibiani, one of the best, says, there's nothing brave about this movie. There's nothing new either. And sure, it technically takes place in the world, but 1 out of 3 is bad. We're going to go with Brian. Brave New World, both some impressive technical credits and a wonderful supporting turn from Ford. It's storytelling that's a real struggle for the endeavor. Going down here a little bit more, Nerdist says, it fails to deliver. It fails to deliver the movie that its leading man and titular hero deserve. From Matt Singer says, why is a Captain America movie so obsessed with a Hulk film that nobody likes that came out 15 years ago? Pete says that the director and a boatload of writers provide plenty of opportunity for Mackie to show off his strengths. So, this is seeming like it's a bit of a mixed film. There are some good ones, there are some bad ones. From Screen Rant, it lacks the entertainment of an MCU movie, despite a couple of compelling performances from Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. From the Cleveland Plain Dealer, it is a Mad Libs where all the answers are wrong. So there are some good ones, some bad ones. It's a bit of a mixed film, but I'm not hearing anybody say that it's downright awful and a dreadful film, the worst film in the MCU. I'm not hearing them say that. This is not an all-time low for the MCU either. I mean, for Ant-Man 3, it had a lower score so far. And for Eternals, they have a lower score so far. This is a film that I think is going to be absolutely fine. It's going to do fine at the box office. It's not going to make $700, $800 million. Now, what critics are saying does impact the box office a little bit, because if we saw what happened with Ant-Man wasn't a great film and the reviews weren't great. Marvels, I don't think that the Marvels was a bad film. I really don't think so. I like the Marvels a lot, actually. But I'll be seeing it on, I'll actually be seeing it tomorrow. So I'll be seeing Captain America Brave New World tomorrow. I'll give you a brief out of the theater reaction and then my full review after that. So stay tuned. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you excited for Captain America Brave New World? What do these reviews say to you? Does it get you more excited? Does it get you a little bit? Does it get you excited, or does it hinder your excitement for it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay, next up, we're going to go into our last topic and then our regularly scheduled topic. So let's get right into this. We have a brand new trailer that just dropped, and they did a very smart thing by dropping this at the Super Bowl. At the Super Bowl, they put a brief little 30-second spot out saying, here's what we have, new trailer out on Wednesday. It just came out at 10 a.m., I think, at 10 a.m. or noon. So let's take a look at the brand new trailer for How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon has a brand new trailer out, so let's take a look at this and see what we think about it. The first one was pretty darn good. The little teaser did exactly what it needed to. It gave you a taste. This is the first full trailer, so let's take a look at this.
You're all descendants of the finest dragon fighters from everywhere the Vikings ever traveled. These beasts are a threat to all of our lands. It's time. I have to kill you. I won't. Because I'm a Viking. You hear that? I'm a Viking. It's okay. I won't hurt you. Maybe they're not as bad as we think they are.
In case you forgot, our parents' war is about to become ours. Figure out which side you're on.
He's killed hundreds of us!
We killed thousands of them!
To the snow! He's afraid!
You want me to see this?
I'm not one of them.
Wow, we've lost everything. Your father, your tribe, your best friend. What are you gonna do about it?
Probably something stupid.
Well, you've already done that.
Do something crazy. What's up? Us.
Us?
Stick with me. Alright, bud, you ready? Come on! There it goes! The terrible terror! It's like the size of my...
Now, I think what's going to happen here is I'm already seeing it. A lot of people are complaining that it looks like a shot-for-shot remake. We've heard this all before. We have heard this all before. What do you want from this film? I think this looks good. I really think that this looks good. I'm not a massive fan of the franchise, if I'm being completely honest with you. I've seen the first and second one. I think the first one's good. I'm not all that into the second one, and I have not seen the third one. This one looks perfectly fine. This movie looks cute. Toothless looks great. I'm glad they made Toothless look like the original animated character from the 2010 film. I think that looks great. Very well done. This movie looks fun, action-packed, looks very funny, and the acting looks phenomenal. I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what everyone's expecting. I know a lot of people are going to be whining and complaining it looks like a live-action remake, but you're not going to please everybody. You're either going to like this trailer or you're not. And I think the people who think it looks like a live-action shot-for-shot remake are still going to go and see it. I mean, regardless, they're going to go and see it anyways. I think this movie does really well at the box office, even though the animated ones didn't do a big splash. It's not like they made $600, $700, $800, $900 million at the box office per film. They did smaller numbers at the box office, but they kept the budgets low to keep them profitable. So there was that. What do you think about the brand new trailer for How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Okay. A little bit of a water break. Here we go. Okay. Sav says it looks interesting. I think it looks very interesting as well. We will see how the actual film is. So next up, we're going to go into our regularly scheduled topics every single show. And that is going to lead... that's going to lead us into Release Rewind. So Release Rewind is the topic every single week where we take a look at what came out 5, 10, 15, 25 years ago. But on Tuesdays, today on Wednesday, we're going to take a look at what came out 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45 years ago. So let's take a look at this. In 2020, we had a little bit of a resurgence of films for that week. We had Sonic the Hedgehog opening at worldwide $302 million. Now, that is only because it came out right before COVID hit and everybody went to go and see the movie in theaters. It didn't have its full impact yet. Fantasy Island. I actually walked out of that film. I am going to finish it probably this week just to say I've seen it. $48.5 million on a Blumhouse budget of probably like $10-20 million. The Photograph and Downhill came out. Photograph made $20.7 million and Downhill made $9.1 million. Going into 2010, we have Valentine's Day earning $210.5 million. I really enjoy that film, actually. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, $223 million. And The Wolfman earned $142.6 million. 2000, we had the Tigger movie coming out and earning $96.1 million worldwide. Snow Day came out and earned $62.4 million, and The Beach earned a total of $39.7 million. And going back to 1990, we have Hard to Kill, which earned $47.3 million. Loose Cannons earning $4.4 million, and Stanley and Iris at $5.8 million. Now, I have not seen Hard to Kill or Loose Cannons, but I have seen Stanley and Iris. That's a very sweet film all about this man who can't read, played by Robert De Niro. Very sweet movie all about this woman who's trying to teach him how to read, and it's a romance along the way. I have also seen the Tigger movie. I remember nothing about it. I have seen Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. It's just been, my God, probably over a decade since I've seen the film. I remember going to school one day, and the kids who did a certain something, I think this was like 5th or 6th grade, you did a certain thing, you passed all your tests, or you got your reading points or something, and you got to go and watch a movie in the gymnasium. It was Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. I remember that very clearly, and I really enjoy the film. I've seen it a couple times now. I've not seen the Sea of Monsters yet, but I'm hoping to see that at some point. I have also seen Valentine's Day. I'll probably give you guys a brief review of that soon. I watch that every single year on Valentine's Day. Downhill is a decent little film. It's a dramedy all about this man played by Will Ferrell who is on a skiing trip with his family, and there's an avalanche, and instead of comforting them, he decides to run and be a coward. And now it's just the wife and the husband and wife just fighting the entire time. And then there's comedic beats along the way. Very good performances, Will Ferrell and Julia Louis-Dreyfus. The Photograph I have seen. I don't remember anything about it whatsoever. It's been 5 years. I rented it. I don't remember a single thing about it. Fantasy Island, again, I didn't finish it. My friend and I left the theater because of how bad it was. But now I finish every single film I watch. So I have the digital, and I'll probably give it a watch, and I might do like a 5 years later review of Fantasy Island. I like Lucy Hale. I like most of her films, her horror films, not all that much. But Sonic the Hedgehog is the only one I have seen. I have not seen 2, and I have not seen 3. I am looking forward to seeing them at some point once the third one comes to Paramount Plus. So, there was Release Rewind. Did I make you feel old? And let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you like Release Rewind? What do you want me to review from this lineup? And what are you looking forward to coming down the pipeline? Because we have a lot coming out. And my next one, are we talking about probably my favorite film of all time? One of my favorite films of all time turns 40 years old on the next Release Rewind. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay. You like to make me feel old? Yes, I do. I like to make people feel old. Yes, I really, really do. It's fun. It's a fun subject. Going into the Netflix Top 10. The Netflix Top 10 looks like this. We have a few things that have come out since then, and we have some new films coming out. The Netflix Top 10 has changed a little bit since last time, so let's take a look at this. Well, let me change something first. Let me get in here. And we will do this because it moved. There we go. It moved. So we will do this. So the Netflix Top 10, we're going to start with movies and go into the TV shows after that. Number 1 in movies, we have Aftermath. Kind of Pregnant at number 2. Uncle Drew at number 3. The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep at number 4. The Menu at number 5. Number 6 is Back in Action. Miss Congeniality at number 7. Richie Rich at number 8. How to Train Your Dragon 2 at number 9. And number 10 is Sing. The top 10 TV shows look like this. Surviving Black Hawk Down. 2 is Sweet Magnolias. 3, The R Murders. Number 4, WWE Monday Night Raw. Number 5, Apple Cider Vinegar. Number 7, Cassandra. Number 6, Cassandra. Number 7, The Night Agent. Number 8, The Recruit. Number 9, American Manhunt, O.J. Simpson. And number 10, Prison Cell 211. Have you seen any of those films? Do you want me to review anything in the top 10? I will happily review anything you want in there. And I will move on to the next topic. Sev says, I gotta go. Bye-bye. See you next time. See you next time, Sev. It's awesome to have you, as always. And now, we move into the final topic for this week. Well, actually, we are going to take a look at... Yes, we have to take a look at the box office. So let me get up here. Here we go. So, we're going to take a look at the Ticket Tracker. So let's get into Ticket Tracker. Ticket Tracker is the segment every single week where we take a look at what happened at the box office. And it was a decent week at the box office. Not a lot happened. Dogman took a 62% drop while earning 2 theaters, making another $13.8 million. Now, this movie is not doing well at all. It has a box office of $67 million, and the budget is pretty high for a Dogman movie at $40 million. So I don't think this movie is even going to break even. We're probably not getting a sequel. We're probably not getting anything else in this franchise. Dogman is not doing all that well at the box office. Going back here to number 2, we have Heart Eyes, which opened it this week at $8.3 million on a budget of $18 million. Now, what needs to happen here is we need to see when, if any other countries pick this up, because Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom have not released their numbers. It's not going to release very much. So going back here to Love Hurts, Love Hurts could make its budget back. It's not a massive flop at $7 million on a budget of $18 million. You can't really call this a bomb because it did open pretty wide, but there wasn't a lot of marketing behind this. So I'm not surprised this isn't doing that well at the box office. Mufasa, The Lion King, is still number 4, now at $671 million. This weekend, it earned another $4 million, and Companion rounds off the top 5 at $3 million, which is doing pretty darn well, if I have to say so. Way better than I thought it would at $27 million on a budget of $10 million. So it's more than doubled its budget. The marketing was there. We'll see what happens. If it gets to 30, 35 million, I think it will be perfectly fine. Wicked is now leaving theaters. It's now on Blu-ray. And I think we could get another $1.5 million worldwide to reach $725 million. We'll see. And Sonic. Sonic is not the box office smash everybody wanted. It's going to make around probably $475 million. Not bad on the budget it had. Should have been bigger. They're seeing slow rises, but they're not seeing a massive high for it. And to round it out, Moana 2 is probably going to reach $1 billion, and I'm going to say $75 million before the end is said and done. Now we're going to move into what is coming out this weekend in theaters and on streaming. So let's get right into it. What's releasing this week in theaters and on streaming? Well, let's take a look, because there are a few things coming out that I will be seeing. So going in here, I'm going to be doing releases.com. That's my source for all of these. This gives me the theaters, the streaming, and of course, the VOD releases. So for these, I'm going into movies, click on that. We have Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy, coming out on Peacock. I will be watching that tomorrow. I'm currently going through the first 3. I've only seen Bridget Jones's Diary, and I just rewatched that this morning. So after this, I will be going onto my Prime, onto my Max app, and watching Bridget Jones, The Edge of Reason, and then Bridget Jones's Baby. So I will be ready for this. And then tomorrow, I will also be watching La Dolce Vita. I'll be watching that on Netflix. It's a brand new rom-com, so expect 2 reviews for that. And as well, in theaters, we have Captain America Brave New World, and of course, Paddington in Peru. So I will be watching Captain America Brave New World in theaters tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, and I'll be going seeing Paddington in Peru on Monday. Also coming up this weekend, we have The Gorge on Apple Plus. I will be watching and reviewing that one as well. On VOD, we have some smaller films coming out, like Inhabitants, Kids Snow, When I'm Ready, Rounding, as well as Flow is coming to Max, One Night in Tokyo. That actually looks interesting. I have a review of this one on my channel, which you guys saw on this show, I Love You Forever. And on Netflix, a foreign rom-com, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. Going down here just a little bit more to see what else is coming out. We do have You, Me, and Her. That's a theater release. And this is a Netflix romance film. Not sure what language it is. But it's called Love Forever. On the 17th, we do have The Baby in the Basket. That's a lower budget horror film that I might watch if the trailer looks good. We'll see. And then going down here to the 18th, we have VOD. We have Mufasa the Lion King and Companion, as well as The Room Next Door and The Last Showgirl coming to VOD. On Blu-ray, we have Nosferatu, September 5, 100 Yards, The Order, Valiant One comes to VOD. We have a 4K Steelbook for The Social Network and Panic Room. And then on 4K Blu-ray, we have the first Slam Dunk. Next weekend, there's not a lot coming out, so I will not be reviewing a lot of these. I'm not going to be able to see The Monkey. I think I'll probably get the Unbreakable Boy the next week. Old Guy depends on how much it is to rent it. And Marriages and Millers in Marriage, I might check that out as well. So there's everything, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts. Well, here we go. A Complete Unknown. A Complete Unknown is coming out on VOD on the 23rd, and I didn't even know that. That's very exciting for me. The Killer is coming to VOD. Do they have a release date for The Brutalist yet? They don't. Nickel Boys was supposed to come out on VOD on the 28th, but it's out now, which is very surprising. And the only movie they don't have announced yet before the Oscars come out for VOD is The Brutalist. I think you would want to put that out on VOD. I really think you would, but hey, what do I know, right? What do I know? But there's everything coming out that I'll be reviewing, so stay tuned, because I'll have reviews on the next show. I'll have my reviews for Paddington in Peru, The Gorge, Captain America, Brave New World, La Dolce Villa, and Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. So, there's the show, everybody. Like and subscribe if you're new. And as always, I will see all of you guys. Well, let me get it up here. There we go. And as always, guys, like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see all of you guys next time.
So where did